At the launch of Shadowkeep, you're going to have to build out for what actually is going to be mattering, because whatever your mobility or your recovery says is actually going to be about half of that until you merge into the 2.0 armor, which is naturally just going to happen as the game progresses. But when the game starts out, we're going to be hell of under light, and then if you didn't hear, the strike point system is making a return. If you haven't watched my Guardian Bootcamp series, I started this about 7 months ago, predicting that the strike point system might make a return, which we now know that it does. We don't know exactly how it's going to work, but either way, you're going to be under light, your abilities and stuff are going to suck, and you need to have things that are built out kind of correctly. So let's start it off with the Saint Helm 14. Weapons of Light is making a return, so having the top tree Sentinel might pay off on day 1 raid or in a harder Nightfall while we're under light. It's a 438 build because it does have traction. Just screenshot that, copy it. It's been tested. It's good to go. Like I said, you're going to need to build out for as much ability recharge as you can because of all the changes that are happening. So it's not going to be like, oh, I can afford mobility here. Your mobility is really going to be just turned off. You're not going to have it, even if you're going to be at a 7 or even a 10, it's still going to be slower feeling compared to what you're used to until you get into that 2.0 armor. If you are still trying to use the Well of Radiance with Lunafaction with it, you're only going to get enhanced reload with Lunafaction now. With the way you want to pop your bubble is have it overlapping so that you're always inside the bubble with a little bit of well and then a little bit of the well hanging out, so when you pop out you can get Weapons of Light, still remain inside the well to get the enhanced reload and the extra damage. If there's not a way you can get in close to do melees to enemies in case Blackout is on with the fixed Nightfall modifiers they're adding, the Max Banger is an excellent solution. 5 grenade charge mods. If you have a loader on your Doomfangs, it's really helpful. It's a 438 build with traction on, and know that anytime you need armaments, that'll be up to you to replace those mods with the correct armament matching whatever you need for whatever mission you're doing. So even though you don't see armaments on some of my builds, I'm just going to give you the without armament versions in mostly all of these. But like I said, the Max Banger will keep your super going really very long. But the Banger 3.0 is more geared around your ability recharge, mainly your melee, because the Doomfang gives you that extra bonus super energy on melee kills. So if you are able to get in the fight and melee enemies, this is the build you want to go to have a lot of supers, way more than the Max Banger, because of the ability of getting the melee back. And most of the time when you're out of your super, most of the ads are already killed anyways, and then you can start, charging your super back up with the Doomfang to get it back even quicker, so you're ready for every encounter that you come across. Start slinging that shield and keep your super proccing. Most of you probably remember Fury, bottom tree solar with the hollow fire heart. You can screenshot the build right here. It is a 538 build with traction on it, 2 grenade charge, 2 melee, 1 recovery mod. You can also use Heart of Inmost Light if you wanted to, but I recommend doing the hollow fire because it just gives you way faster ability recharge. And with those already being nerfed, you might as well try to get as much recovery and recharge as you can. Like I said, mobility is kind of out the window. These builds are built around logic and what's actually going to be mattering whenever Shadowkeep launches. As it sits in the game right now, you just have to touch your sunspot and you'll get your abilities back in like 8 or 9 seconds, but it's probably going to be nerfed to around 18 seconds once Shadowkeep launches, so you can expect double the recharge rate that you get in the game right now, such as right here. I can get Grenadier and Brawler to proc it within 2 seconds if my super's charged. But if I have a fixed modifier on the new Nightfalls in Shadowkeep, that means I'll still get it back within like 4 to 5 or even 6 seconds, depending on how much they nerf the year 1 builds. But either way, if you can get in close to the ads, this is going to be a key player by making those sunspots, getting your ability recharges back, not counting the allies you'll have on your team benefiting from this. And if you want to use Saint Helm with it, or the Max Banger, or the 3.0, all those are going to really benefit whenever modifiers are on. They also all offer health recover options, which can negate that nerf. You remember Supercell back in January, the Arc update, Seismic Strike, Ballistic Slam, and Frontal Assault. It was built around high mobility and recovery. Well, I had to modify it for the Shadowkeep based on mobility's kind of out the window, as I said, but it's going to be a 439 build, 9 recovery, good recharge rates. Even better if you're using the top tree with the dual grenades, and of course traction all the time with Insurmountable. You get that tight turn radius, so if you're trying to charge a plate and hold an area down, you can just keep circling, healing yourself, proccing those dual grenades going on, and it's a really nice situation. Also, if you're going to use Ballistic Slam, that can negate the super ability regen, which is going to also get nerfed. So every time you get a kill with the Ballistic Slam, it contributes to that super energy, and like I said, you also get health recover from this as well. So all in all, win-win, and the super on it is not bad at all, especially when you can add the health recover on top of it, which is what mainly this is about. If you use frontal assault, it really benefits by having slow reloading weapons such as a hand cannon or whatever you want to use. I can see tons of situations happening like this where you're getting blasted at by an ogre or some hard hitting enemy, and then some other enemy runs up on you, you melee them, you get your weapon loaded, you get health recovery, and you get bonus damage. Just be sure that you space out the melees. Sometimes it will take your melee and not give it back if you do 3 fast in a row. And then traction's always good if an enemy jumps away when you're falling towards them. Traction has tighter turn radius to go and still be able to hit them to get your abilities proccing, or if you're running towards a large group of ads that are blasting at you, doing tight zigzags with traction can also dodge enemy damage, so you can squeeze in just in time to get those kills. This next build I figured just needed to be mentioned because it could come in handy. I'm not going to show gameplay with it, but it is a universal subclass of whatever you want to use, and that is the ARMAMENTARIUM. Get an extra grenade on whatever subclass that you want to be on. With the reduced recharge rates, I figured I'd go ahead and just build it out. It's a 3-4-8 with traction or a 2-5-8 if you want to do enhanced bomber. Now let's move on to the melting point options, which we know we're all going to need when it comes to raid day or melting any type boss in the game, especially while you're under light, and that is with the clutch command build, which we're going to talk about right now. Every team is going to need melting point, well of radiance, or weapons of light, and those all mixed together can be hella beneficial when it comes to raid day. This is built all around you being a support role player. 3-3-8 build using rally barricade or your large barricade, enhanced bomber. Copy the mods how you see fit in this video, apply your armaments where they matter, but this is going to be revolving around the Doomfang Pauldron. You can use a last man standing with Grave Robber 1-2 punch and assault mag, or you can use field prep and 1-2 punch if you want to get more ammo and a little bit more reload speed without the Grave Robber. Synthoceps in this build are really beneficial. Boom, you pop that, you get your Grave Robber whatever proccing with it, you do the melee from the Synthoceps, you do the 1-2 punch, and yellow targets are knocked out fairly easily. And like I said, if you stack that with team damage, you're going to be one of the key players making sure that boss gets melted, whether it's on time limit or whatever the case may be, or if you want to add in Swashbuckler with it with the Grave Robber and Assault Mag, the second best option god roll for this shotgun. It's not going to do as much damage as 1-2 punch, but it's mainly meant for an ad clear situation such as knights or any kind of bigger targets, orange bar, yellow bars, anything like that. It can still help you out. The trade-off is it's kind of like an inverted kill clip. You do a melee kill, it automatically procs a Swashbuckler times 5, which is around kill clip damage. You can see it jumping from 7,000 to 10,000, then it goes away. But 1-2 punch goes away fairly quickly, so it's kind of like a one-shot melee kind of thing. But this lasts a lot longer, can do a little more damage for multiple ads at a time. But either way, you're going to see a lot of melting points on teams come raid day. And Clutch Command is a cure for a lot of bosses. Moving on to the second option on Clutch Command is the Peregrine Greave option. That one's going to be a 2-4-7 option because the Peregrine, you can't get traction on it unless you do have traction on it, which is nasty. But you can see the damage is a lot more, especially when you stack it up with the melting point. There's not enough time to do the 1-2 punch, and I also didn't include the Worm God because I think Worm God is a little bit too risky for the light level we're going to be at. But moving on, you all remember the old Captain NATO getting those 9-second grenade charges for the mid-tree Titan. I just recommended the mid-tree, but Captain NATO is built around your recharge rates and survivability and getting that kill clip damage whenever you have Vengeance proccing. I never could find the right arms that had enhanced impact induction, so I included both versions, either a 2-3-8 or a 3-3-7. You can see it on the screen there, just screenshot it. We're still uncertain what the new AI can do that we're going to be facing. The new type Vex could have some invisibility option or anything like this, and One-Eyed Mask will highlight them for you, and then if you swap licks with an enemy, it'll also proc the Vengeance perk. Anybody that hits you that you kill will proc the Vengeance perk. It also stacks with kill clip. You can use it with any weapon, and it gives you kill clip type damage, but will also stack with kill clip options as well, or any type of damage perk that you have, on top of giving you an overshield with health properties. Right here you'll see that the 9-second grenade is possible with it, but like I said, once Shadowkeep launches, it's probably going to be around 15 to 18 seconds. The difference between Doomfang and the One-Eyed Mask is you can afford to have enhanced impact induction, because if you don't have a roll like that on your Doomfangs, it really pays off by having the mid-tree and the enhanced impact induction. Or if you want to use a loader, if the enemies are just too hard to get to, you have to use a loader because you can't melee them without dying. And if you pair it with the bottom tree and somebody hits you while you're in your spamming super, you can do that Vengeance damage to turn a really decent super into a really melting super by having that kill clip damage on top of all these melees that you're doing, and you get the overshield with it over and over again. I wish they would buff it a little bit where you can mark multiple targets, but either way, if you're swapping licks with the enemy or if they shoot you, you get that vengeance damage. You have a heavy ammo such as a rocket, or if you have a Jotun or a grenade launcher, plus you get the overshield and the healing properties, all the stuff that's getting nerfed. You can choose that, or if you like the mid-tree with the Doomfang better and want to get faster super recharges, you can use the Banger 3.0, or like I said, if you can't get close to enemies at all but still want to use the mid-tree, you can always go with Max Banger to get that ultimate longevity with your super, with a little bit slower super recharge times because it's not built for that melee. But that is it, Guardians. Those are the top builds that I think are going to benefit the Titan most on launch day with Shadowkeep. You have ability recharge, you have your recovery, your mobility's kind of shit on at the moment. But overall, I'm excited to start grinding again. I'm really excited that the strike point system's coming back. If you haven't watched my Guardian boot camps 1, 2, 3, and 4, I highly recommend doing that. It teaches you how to speed kill at the most optimal pace, to race Guardian versus Guardian, to see who the beast is. Today's video is sponsored by LifetimeControllers.com. A beast in gaming nowadays, as long as you don't throw bricks on your controller or get pissed off and break it yourself however you would do it. All you gotta do is buy a controller from them. If it ever goes wrong or malfunctions, you make a case with it, they mail you one right away. You follow the simple steps, you put the broken one back in the box. You might just pay a small core fee or shipping fee, but overall, a beast company to have in today's gaming because everybody is going to become a legend on their controller and break that shit. But overall, Guardians, tell me what you think in the comments below. Hit subscribe, get all those Shadowkeep builds I'm going to be making and rolling out as soon as possible, learning all the stat options, what they do for your Guardians, what they don't do for your Guardians, the best weapons we can use to slay at the most maximum speed for that strike point system to get those most kills and fastest times completed. Again, my name is Ristofelis. You can hit me up at teespring.com/Ristofelis if you want to get a souvenir or a keepsake, or if you want to make a small donation. You can also hit me up at paypal.me/Ristofelis or join the Beast Squad for $4.99, become a part of our Beast community, or you can simply just hit subscribe and enjoy all the information and knowledge to help you all become Beast. Thanks for everything you do, Guardians. It is my pleasure to help you all out, and I will see you all on the next video next time
in space.